Welcome back to First Seasons, everybody. It is Wednesday, July 16th, and we are back to show you the progress that Team Sprucehill has been making on this project. Now, behind me, you can see the team is all tethered in and tearing off the old roof. We are going to be reframing this and restructuring it and completely changing the overall aesthetic of this home from the front. It is going to look so vastly different when we're done, it's not even funny. Without further ado, let's go and have a look from the main floor of this house and see the new skylights that we have going on inside. Well, there certainly is a lot more light coming in, isn't there? And a lot less dust. You know, the air can flow through a lot more easily right now. I think one of the things that I really want to try and figure out a way to do is to recycle or upcycle these old fir framing members. They are in such good shape. These homes that were built, 40, 50 years ago, the lumber that they had available to them to construct with were so good. Was so good. These bottom cords here, which with the ceiling, called a ceiling joist, and then you've got your rafters up above. We will not be reusing the existing stuff that is above my head right now. And basically what we can do is we can look, like this is your double top plate here. So anything above this second top plate is going to be getting removed, and we're going to be doing a really cool vaulted solution in here. It's going to look dynamite. Okay, so we are down in the living room. Well, not really down, it's 3 stairs, not that big a deal. We're down in the living room. I had thought that more of this chimney was going to be gone by the time we got here today, but obviously the focus has been otherwise because the team has been crushing the roof removal. So they're getting rid of the old wood shingles, and then they'll start removing the framing members and figuring out a way to, like I said earlier, recycle those bad boys because they are beautiful pieces of wood. This is all coming down. This is all going to change. What's going to happen to this project is going to blow your mind. Let's keep walking around here. It's really amazing how much more potential, people can see once you've actually done the demolition, because when you can see through the walls, you can start to see different potential and, get a feel of like what the space could be or what you could do with it. That's why we use software. We use software, we delete what's walls we don't want and then redesign it the way that we do. So, for a lot of people though, seeing it live in person like this makes a big difference. But yeah, we're demoed. We're in really good shape here. The clients must be thrilled with the progress we're making. So, you gotta be quiet, but in the background there, our fearless project manager for this project is busy coordinating and collaborating everything that's going to be going on here. And what better place to do it than physically on site where you can quickly answer questions or whatever else. We equip our project managers with laptops and spare screens so that they can set up on site and still be as effective on site as they are in their own home. So we are back in the mechanical room, and again, what a great use of space. I love it when I see people do things like this. However, everything that's in here is going to be getting replaced. We've got the old school lime green furnace or air handlers in this home, and they are workhorses. They never quit, but they aren't very efficient. And we are going to be putting a heat pump with backup heat as well into this home for this client so that they have 365, 24/7 home conditioning. We'll also be adding an HRV to make sure that we're bringing in fresh air all the time so that this home is as healthy as humanly possible for them. Listen, around here at Sprucehill, safety never takes a holiday. We had the guys stop working on the roof when Kyle and I were up there recording to make sure that we didn't have any hammers or shingles fall on our heads. But, it's really important to make sure that we're communicating to the people that are working on the job site where it's safe to go and where it's not safe to go. Once again, safety never takes a holiday. Kyle was asking me, hey, why do we have all of these piles of wire sitting on the floor here? Well, copper is expensive and it's recyclable. So all of this is all going to get taken to the recyclers, and they take all the covering off for the housing, and then they'll pull out the copper, and that copper will get recycled. We don't really get any money for it, but it's better to save it and have it recycled than to just throw it away. So, if you are worried about working with a contractor that cares about reusing or recycling what they can, Sprucehill cares. And proof is in the pudding. We're struggling with getting the stairs off a little bit because that stuff has all been glued down, but it looks to me like everything in this main area here is all on top of insulation, so it should just pop up like it's a floating floor solution. All right, so I'm a little embarrassed here, guys. I was here last week talking about, you know, the cracks in the foundation wall and blah, 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 blah. And then Matt points out to me today, oh, hey, Eric, did you notice that the bottom of this stud is completely rotten? So the answer to that question is no, I really did not. My best guess is the water is coming in somewhere around here, like up here, and following its way down the stud, because otherwise the rest of this stud would be completely rotten the whole way up. I mean, you can see that there was some water coming in here, but what's interesting is this is completely rotten, but that isn't. So it's kind of odd. I don't know. We've got another example of the same thing in this corner over here. We have the bottoms of these studs and the bottom plate over here completely rotted out. Fortunately, I have a great team and great people that I work with every day, so they catch things that I miss sometimes. But it looks to me like there's obviously something going on behind this stud here, and that's making its way down. You can see the discoloration on the wall here. So what does this mean, having the rod over here and the rod over here? Well, unless we scope the drain tile and it is in pristine condition and we can epoxy these cracks and more or less guarantee our client that no water will come in, it seems to me that the likely incremental scope of work on this project is going to be digging around the perimeter of this home, which is going to be no small feat at the front of the house here, because I mean, holy smokes, look at how tall this wall is. So like we're almost 20 feet deep, probably to the bottom of the foundation wall here. So it's going to be, yeah, it's going to be a lot of work. All right, so here we are in the back of the house. You can see we've got the scaffolding up, which has been up for a little while now, but we haven't really focused on that in any of our previous videos. We also have a lovely garbage chute, which is going to help expedite getting things into the bin. So you can see that you can kind of direct where you want the garbage to go in the bin by pivoting the bottom piece there. But yeah, super handy, keeps the garbage from flying into the neighbors' yards and that sort of thing, which, I mean, I haven't found many neighbors that are keen to have construction debris show up on their property. So we've done that here. But again, like we've got, so I mean, you can see like how tall this house is and how much scaffolding we've had to put on here. So our plan will be to get the exterior of this house redone as soon as possible to minimize the monthly rental on the scaffolding. Because basically, if you're gonna put scaffold around your house, generally there's a cost of the initial setup, then there's a cost of the tear down, and then they generally rent the scaffolding to you on a month-to-month basis. So the faster that we can get the outside of this house done, the more money we can save the client. And we like to save our clients money. Well, that's a wrap today, guys. Hey, listen, we really appreciate you watching. If you find this content educational, fun, informative, or whatever, hey, we'd sure appreciate you subscribing to the channel. It doesn't cost you anything. Feel free to like this video too. We like that. In the meantime, if you have any questions about what we're doing or how we go about doing things, feel free to drop us a comment below or reach out to us at the office. We'd love to talk to you and hear about any project that you're thinking of. This particular project is in Burnaby, BC, but we service most of the Lower Mainland, so we would love to hear from you. In the meantime, thanks again for watching and stay awesome. Bye now.